Happy Sunday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 483. It is Sunday, April 26th, 2026. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I have a cute card for you tonight, and I am very excited to share it with you using products that you can get now. And I'm going to put you down at the table in just a second. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, look away. And I'll let you know when I am done messing around with the camera. So hold on. So, as I said, it is Sunday. So, hopefully you had a great weekend. And I am going to twist you down to the tabletop. And whoa, and tighten it up a little bit. Okay, now we're going to squish in, I think. All right, I want it a little bit closer. Get some light over here. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, so again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page. It's Stampin' for Joy. My YouTube page is Joy A. Borwedge. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. That is open 24/7. penguinz33@outlook.com is my email. So if you do not have a current demonstrator that you're working with, you can contact me and ask me to send you a catalog. Now, catalogs have been sent out. I received mine, and I have received notification from a couple of my customers that they have received theirs. So if you've placed your order, let's see, since January 2025 through March of 2026, you will automatically receive a catalog from me. And I also have a Facebook page at Stampin' for Joy. So you can certainly also send me an email asking to be on my email list for my stamp camps and any of the new information that Stampin' Up! They like to do what do they call it? Pop-up surprise, like free delivery or no ship, free shipping. And then sometimes they offer a certain type, boy, words are hard today, offer a certain type of maybe a sale on bundles or a sale on scrapbooking products or tools. So if you want to hear about that through my email as well, you can send me a request to be on my list. And then coming up in July, I am going to be having an event, and I am a part of 3 other demos that we are putting this event on in Highland Park, St. Paul, and we have been there for many years, and it is thestampinevent.com. It is Saturday, July 18th, and it's an in-person event, so you will make 16 handmade cards, and everything we have will be ready for you. All you have to do is just look at the sample and put your cards together. And it's basically stamping and assembling for you. We've done all the cut up and the dies, so we've done all the hard work for you. Even the putting it, creating the design. That's part of the problem. Sometimes people just don't feel that they're, creative enough. So we've gone and done that for you. So check out thestampinevent.com and register now. And then that way you'll be receiving more information about this one as well. So this one is for anybody who is in the 48 states. So it's thevirtualstampinevent.com. And what happens with that one is Heidi makes 4 cards, or designs 4 cards, and then I design 4 cards, and you receive that packet in the mail. And then we place all on the 25th, we gather by Zoom and then we play the videos. So that way we can stop and restart and let everybody get caught up. And then if you are not going to be available that day, you can still order the packets from us, because we will send everyone an email with all those videos as well. So then that way you can recreate more cards, you can put things together. If you missed something, and didn't want to say it while we're playing the video, you could finish it that day as well. Tina, hi, welcome. So the virtual stampinevent.com is Saturday, July 25th. So check that out. I'm not sure if registration is open yet for that one, but you can certainly check it out. All right, so one of the things that's going on right now is that this is the annual catalog that is available now, and this is the spring mini catalog, and this is available now. How you doing, Tina? Welcome. And so what's happening is on May 5th, the new catalog is going to go live. So that means everything in these two catalogs you have until May 5th, while supplies lasts, to purchase them. And also, things have gone to the last chance list. So what that means is that products from the Spring Mini, the annual catalog, and the online exclusives have been put in the last chance list. And that means that they're not going to be restocked. And they will live on this last chance list until they're sold out, and then they will be put on the forever discontinued list. So check those out, and they also have pretty good discounts. Now, one thing to let you know is that Stampin' Up! Is going to, beginning with the new catalog coming out in May, each catalog is going to last 4 months, and that is something new that they're doing. They are basically combining these two publications and the holiday mini, and so they're combining those and putting them together to have 3 separate catalogs. They last 4 months, and that way you know where all your products are from. They're either A, from the online exclusives, or they are from the catalog. And the online exclusives do not see a publication. So they're easy for Stampin' Up! To introduce new product without having to put together a new catalog, which generally takes about 2 years to put together. So it's quite a bit to get all the artwork and put it into, a catalog, whereas Stampin' Up! Takes a picture and puts it online. And once if it has good sales, they'll continue. Hi, Dawn, welcome. They'll continue stocking that product. But if it doesn't do well in sales, they'll put it on the last chance list. And that way, they can always introduce new products again. So as you can see, this is the main May online exclusives. And if you see, there is Winnie the Pooh, Piglet, Eeyore, Tigger, Roo, Kanga, I think, Kangaroo, I forget what the bunny's name, and the owl. So there is a set in here that it's called a suite, and it's called the Silly Old Bear Suite Collection. And I see that a lot of this, I can't show you the inside, but a lot of that product is probably going to, sell out pretty quick. So get it while you can. And that's one of the things about being a demonstrator, is that you can pre-order product early. So we talked about the last chance list. So while supplies last, go visit that. And like I said, a lot of them have discounts. Now, in the beginning of April, we received a notice saying that this is going to be, it's called the Eyelet Bloom dies. And these are Carolyn. Hi, how you doing? Happy Sunday, my friend. So these are available for $5 whenever new product comes out for that particular month, and while supplies last. So, I mean, the December one could still be around right now. It's designer series paper, and it was only $5 once you had receipt. Once you hit that threshold for $75, so that after your discount of any demonstrator discounts, any rewards, anything like that, then after that, the subtotal needs to be $75, and then you'll see a banner saying, hey, would you like to purchase this product for only $5? So it's your choice. And this has really cool craft-like lace layers, craft sweet lace-like layers in seconds. Hi, Judy. Welcome. And so that is what is the April's craft product of the month. So it's only for $5 that you can purchase exclusive product. Now, in the beginning of April, they came out with 2 new kits, and one of them happens to be a scrapbook kit. And this is called the Sunniest Stories Scrapbook Kit. And this is as far as I can get the picture to zoom up or zoom out a little bit to take a picture of it. And it's, let's see, 12 by 12. And it features a 6 2-page scrapbook spread. So that's basically 6 times 2 is 12. So you got 12 pages. And it's in this kit. So that's available in the kit collection. And you can log on into the online store and go under kit and then click onto each of these buttons, and then they will enlarge it for you so that you could see them and you can zoom in. So that's one of the new things that they put in their kits. And then also this one here is called the Painted Skies Kit. And this one, as you can tell, I am not. I love Pooh, but because I had to order 4, I had to make sure I had 4 stamp sets for the event. I really couldn't really order any more beyond that. So no, I could not. I would like it. I think it would be a lot of fun to play with, but it didn't seem logical for me. So this Painted Skies set kit is only $18, and you will make 9 cards, so 3 of each design. So if you like lighthouses, let's see, what was that? Lighthouse, palm trees, and waves. This kit's for you. And you could put these kits together with, say, your kids, your grandkids. You can have a nice night out with the neighbors. So have fun with that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is April 29th. Now, I know that if you order this now, it's probably not going to come within time. However, this is a retreat that Stampin' Up! Is offering. It's called the Virtual Album Retreat. It is the 29th through the 1st. And so what you'll do is you'll make 10 scrapbook spreads, okay? And you will learn tips and tricks from the staff. And so this is called the 2026 Virtual Album Retreat Happiness is Here Kit. And that number is 168051. And so I'm just going to kind of show you what they look like. And now if you order it now, then you can get this and have exclusive, let's see, access to the Facebook page. So I just want to make sure I'm giving you a chance to see what these look like. And this is going to be a lot of fun. And they'll also have a day, and I don't know what day because I did not get this. I don't scrapbook, but there's going to be also a cutting time where you're going to get your kit out and then you're going to watch the video how to cut your kit. So that way when scrapbook page number 1 comes, you are ready to go. So guys, let's talk what we're playing with today. So we are using the Lovely Arrangements Suite collection. And so here are the stamp. Here's the stamps and the dies. And as you could tell, only one die is left. So we're using everything else. And I think that I love this set. And the suite is just so much fun. And now when you order the Designer Series paper, you see 4 sheets of paper here. So you get 3 of each sheet. And the colors that coordinate with it are Crumb Cake, Cloud Cover, Old Olive, Petal Pink, and Secret Sea. And then we also have part of that suite collection is the ribbon that we're going to be using today. I love this ribbon. It is so soft and pliable, and it's called Cloud Cover. And that is, we're going to be using that today. And then also we are using the Moody Palette Dots. And that is something that we're going to play with. And then here are the cardstock and the measurements that we're going to play with. Ugh, excuse me, I yawned. Ooh, the Nature Symphony. I don't have that one, but I love that one as well. I agree, Carolyn. This set is just the colors in it, and they did a phenomenal job putting this suite together. And I love the fact that it's in the online exclusives and that it can last for quite a while. And it's, you know, something that hopefully it sticks around for a while. All right, I had to get a drink of my strawberry mango water. Okay, so we have a piece of crumb cake, which is 3.5 by 1. And then that Designer Series paper, it is 3.5 by 3/4. And then we have Cloud Cover, which is 5 by 2.5. And now a lot of these are scraps. Ooh, thank you for the hearts. Hi, Barb, welcome. So this is actually basic white, and it's a scrap. It's 1.5 by 1 3/4. And this is basic white, again, a scrap. And it's 2 by 2.5. How you doing, Barb? And then this is a piece of basic white. It is 4 by 1. And another piece of scrap. Actually, this is, oh, thank you, Carolyn. And so this is actually our inside. And it is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So that's actually not a scrap. And then we have a piece of basic white, which is 3 3/4 by 5. And Cloud Cover, this is going to be our, good to hear, Barb. And we're going to be using this. This is our card base. So it is 4 by 10.5. And I scored it at 5 1/4. So that is our card base. Our card, and this is our card base actually, and it is a 1/4 sheet, and it is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I'm going to put this up a little bit so that you guys can get all the measurements. And I like to do this because this way, if you like the layout and you have the stamp set you can certainly come back and recreate it. And then you can also come back, pause it, and then get everything cut up. And if you don't have it, you can use a stamp set you already have, and you use the designer series paper that you already have. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to take my stamps and I'm just going to set them out because they're all sitting on my ink pads, and I need to get to my ink pads. So I'm just taking all the stamps out of there. And let's see here. We're going to be using Old Olive and a blending brush. And then we're going to be using Cloud Cover and Secret Seat. Now my Cloud Cover is a good ink pad. I have not had any problems with it, so I'm going to use mine. I also have the Cloud Cover Spot that I made by using this is the felt, okay, and this is what our ink pads are going to go to, but I used the re-inker on here, and they have basically the same color, so I'm just like, I might as well use it while I have it. Okay, guys, hopefully that's enough time to allow, and we're just going to take all this off, and okay, and so I'm going to get my, let's see, we could put that over there and that over there for now, and we're going to die cut out of this one. We're going to use this die because I haven't used it, and so I thought to myself, what haven't I used? And then I decided to use this die, and then I designed up the card based upon what I haven't used for a while. And that one I haven't used at all because I have been using this one a lot, and so that one goes with this. That gets die cut, and this gets die cut after I stamp it. And let's see. We're going to stamp that. We're going to stamp that. We're not going to really do anything with that right now. And then we're going to color that. So we can get out the Stampin' Pearson mat. And we're going to grab the Old Olive ink pad. And we're just going to grab a little bit of color. And we're going to brush off. We're going to start in the middle and work our way out. And this really isn't anything special, but I wanted to show a different way to color your leaves, okay? So we're going to die cut that, and we're going to make leaves out of it. And, oh man, my ink pad broke apart again. Okay, I can't wait until the new ink pads change so that my ink pads do not get broken at the event. It is going to make me extremely happy. Okay, so then we're going to stamp our flowers on here, and they're going to die cut. And we're going to get out the Secret Seat. And I'm going to do the main flower, and that's going to go right there. And then we're going to do this one. So we are doing Secret Sea on Cloud Cover, and that is going to take these dies. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to stamp our leaf. And I really like the part of the paper that has this leaf in blue. So I took that as inspiration from the designer series paper. And we're going to cut that one out. If my fingers can lift the die off the magnet sheet. Okay, and we're going to clean this one off because We need that to be in Old Olive. Yeah, you should. And let's see here. You're still waiting. Oh my goodness. Yeah, hopefully this week. And then, so we're going to stamp on this, and we're going to do the leaf. Whoa, I almost put it back in the blue again. We're going to close that. Put that one up there because we're going to use that in just a second, but I want my leaf. Okay, so we're going to stamp our leaf, and we're going to stamp it off, and then I'm going to lay this down, and so it has a lighter version of itself. And then now I'm going to close that up again. And then we're going to do Happy Birthday. Yeah, the Cutest Crew is something that just mind-boggled me, that it went out so much. And the other stamp set was the Delicate Dreams. I wanted to do that stamp set today, but I'm thinking it's not available still, again. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to piss anybody off, you know, but there are people that already have it. So it's like, I want to give them ideas too, but I'm like, let's just lay off and do something that we have. And okay, so this is the inside, and we're done with that one. Now we're going to take the small flower. Why did I close that? Pauline, hi, welcome. So we're going to take this, and we're going to stamp this in the corner. Down here. And down here. Okay, so that's going to be part of our inside. And we are, let's see, I think we're pretty much done with the stamping, except for we need to stamp the greeting. Let's see here. I keep on closing my ink pads because I don't like having ink pads open and then drop something in them, because I have done that way too much. So we're going to do Hello Friend in Old Olive. And we're going to put that right there. And then we're going to close that up. And we are actually done with those. This one we're going to come back to because we are going to do some die cutting, and I need to use that. So let's get our dies. So we're going to die cut that and our leaves. Okay, but I'm going to add this to the inside of our card. I'm going to grab my silicone craft sheet and get the adhesive. And that is going to go right here. So equal distance between the three sides. And I know that it's hitting a little bit of the flowers, but that's okay. That's the way I wanted it. And we are going to attach this to our base. And I'm going to move that off so I can see better. Okay, so we're going to do a nice border of Secret Seat all the way around. And then we're going to do a bunch of die cutting. So we're going to Put that right up there. And then I'm going to put my silicone craft sheet where it goes so then I can find it when I need it. So I'm going to grab my well, actually, first of all, never mind. I'm going to clean off my stamps. And because I don't like to leave the ink on my photopolymer if I don't have to. And if I need to come back and clean, do something, that way it's clean. And there we go. Squeak, squeak. Okay. All right, grab that. We're going to grab that silicone, or sorry. Okay, so here we go. We have my Stampin' Cut and Boss machine, and we have all our parts. So everybody here is a stamper, but just in case if anybody new shows up, this is platform number 1. It basically tells you when using with dies, you want to go 1, 2, and 3. Everything's labeled, so it's like super easy. Okay, so this is number 1. Number 2. My number 2 is very well loved, and I flip it upside down every once in a while so it's not so concave. And then this is my bottom cutting plate. As you can tell, you cannot really see through it, and that goes on my bottom. And then I am going to put that in there, and I'm going to grab a little bit of tape because I know I'm going to need some, and we're going to just make sure that it doesn't move on us. So we're just putting a little tape on here. Now I'm trying to do it while looking through a camera, so hopefully it stays straight. And here is a leaf. Now in this leaf, you'll see down at the bottom there's a hole, and so you can look through that hole, and when you see the stem through it, you know you have that right spot. So I need to put it towards my light so that I can see where I am at. There we go. And if you don't see the stem, that means you need to wiggle it around until you get to where you want it to be. And I moved it. Grr. All right, let's do that again. Okay, I'm going to grab a piece of tape off. And I'm making that little puppy stick. Straight. Okay, are we good? I think we're good. So there we go. It's staying. Now it is. All right, and then this one. Let's see here. Just flip it around until it looks good. There we go. We got it. And I think I will put a little piece of tape on it just because, this is going, somebody's going to win this card, and I want it to be something that somebody would actually send out to their friend. Because on the front of the card, it says, "Hello, friend." And then it's going to say, "Happy birthday" on the inside. So, all right. I know I'm picky, but I want you to like it enough to mail it to somebody. All right, and then this is just, that piece that we swirled around. And so we're going to put down our die cuts. And then we can get different shades of color on there. Rather than die cutting and then, using the swirl motion on that, it might end up wrecking the leaf. So that's the reason why I decided to do coloring the paper, the cardstock. All right, so then we're going to put this down and we're going to roll this through. Crack, crack, crack. Sherry, hi. This tape is not what everybody else uses. Post-it tape. Because I don't order from Amazon, and I'll show you what it looks like. I got it from Walmart, and it is called Scotch paper tape. It's great for labeling, hanging, repairing, decorating, and more. And it's also a responsibly sourced paper, water-based coatings, tear by hand. So that's what I got. And it's actually kind of sticky, so I do take my fingers and go like that to it, and then it doesn't rip up your cardstock. And you can reuse it. So I try to rip gently and then reuse it. And then so I stick it at the top there. And I'm going to stick my magnets back. So there we go. There's one. And they came out nicely. Okay. And then here is the leaf. See how, oops, it's about to fall away. See how I got some of the darker color and it's lighter up there, but I didn't rip the leaf by trying to change the color on that. So I thought that's why. And then we are darker and it kind of tips to the white. You're welcome. And then, thank you, Sherry. And then I go to Walmart a lot, so I figured I would try something, and if I didn't like it, I wouldn't have to buy it again. All right, so there turned out our blue leaf, and that goes back onto the magnet. And I try not to make them too big, then otherwise, then it sticks too much. And I can always rip that into smaller pieces. There we go. And that helps a lot to me. I do like it, so I will get it again once I use it. You just have to realize, how much you need to move with your, move it on your fingers in order to, because like this piece right here just took off some cardstock, but that's okay. I don't need it, right? So I'm just going to put it in the trash. And as long as it's sticky, I'm fine. All right, so this piece is going to make a scallop for me. And so we're going to put that at an angle because it would have a straight edge. And you want anything with a straight edge going at a diagonal when it, let's see if I could do that differently. Same thing with this. You want to put that at an angle. I might have to do this separately. I'm going to have to. Yep. So we're going to just do this one last, and we'll put this through now at an angle because we're just doing all our die cutting at the same time. That's how I like to do things. I like to, try to do all my stamping, and yeah, it's a lot of fun to play with. All right, so we're going to put that through. And take my people poker and just grab that out. And you can use these also as embellishment holders. And if you want, you can also put them in your card like confetti. My sister did that to me once, and I got her back because she's a Valentine's Day baby. And so I sent her something the following year. So, all right, so I'm going to clean that off using my Pampered Chef scraper and just into my little trash can. It's my recycle. I have one side for paper, one side for not paper, and so one goes recycling, one goes to the other area. So I'm going to need that in just a moment. All right, so this one, we're going to have to do it twice. So we're going to put this up there at the top, and then we're going to put that through. And then we're going to lift that up, and we're going to set this off to the side for a second, because I need to get rid of these pieces, because if I put that through, then I will make little bumps into my card and on my next round, and I don't want to do that. So I need to clean that off. And those little pokey things get in and everywhere. So I need to use the die again. So I need to make sure that we're just going to use the die brush to poke out those little pieces. And sometimes you can just flick it on the corner. Now if you have a glass mat studio, you could just probably drop it on there and they would come out. But then you have all these little tiny white pieces all over your table. And that, as you would guess, would probably drive me nuts. Yes, it would. And I can see through it through the window. So we got everything out of here so we can put it on our next one. And so clean that off. Okay, so then this is the eyelet brush. The dew brush. This brush comes with the foam mat thingy. And this is my second favorite piece to any die when you're die cutting. All right, so then we're going to take this and we're going to put that to the top. Now I don't want any of them to kind of cut off, so I'm lining it up again, opposite corner of this side, and whoa, turn it so that it doesn't go straight in, because it gives the rollers kind of a lot of pressure when it goes straight in. That's why you hear a lot of that clunk, clunk, and it's really hard to push through. And when you put it at an angle, it's not as hard. You forgot. You love this one too. Well, good. Equal opportunity die user there. You're not going to hurt its feelings. All right, so I'm going to take this again and put that on here for now. Same thing with that. And we're done die cutting. So I'm just going to scrape that off into that. And we're going to put this through so I can just put that all the way over in its die cutting station. And then we'll put this through. My friend Heidi, she goes vroom, 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 vroom. And she said you have to make that noise when you clean that out. All right, and so then we'll do the same thing with that. And now if you want to be mean to someone, you can take all those little pieces and use that as confetti too, and then put that in the mail in your card. as you, you know, give that to somebody with love as a prank. Now, once you're done with this mess, you can take it and clean it. Well, I'm just going to clean it later after we're done with the video. I don't need to show you how to do that. Okay, so now we can put that die on my magnet sheet. So we are done die cutting. Yay! Okay, so then we're going to take the Stampin' the Stampin' Pearson mat, and we're going to grab our old olive and our brush. Okay, we're just going to grab a little bit of color and just start off, and I'm just going to kind of move it a little bit so that it's not going to come in on the same. So I came in here, so now I'm going to just hit a little bit off of that, and I'm going to come down here and follow the same trail. So that way we have different shades of green, okay? And then you can kind of see the coloring hit the kind of highlighting the, you know, the spots, whereas you don't see, you know, obviously, but you see the coloring hit that, and I kind of think that's kind of cool. Now you can make it a little bit darker if you wanted to in the center, and then kind of lighten it up as you go. I like that, so we're going to leave that alone, okay? And then close that ink pad up, because again, that is something that can cause problems if you leave the ink pad open. All right, so then now we're going to grab the silicone craft sheet again, and we're going to add a little bit of, let's see, right here, we're going to put a little bit of adhesive on the side, and we're going to grab our ribbon, and we're going to make sure we have enough so that when we add this, that we have enough to tape over the other side. Okay, and so grab our ribbon scissors. And then take a little bit of tape. Now you can, I like to use the tape to adhere it just to make sure that it doesn't come undone. And this doesn't have to be exactly in the center, but I want to, let's see, yep, there we go. And we're going to tighten that up and lay that down. Whoops, my hat just hit the camera stand. Hope that didn't shake you too much. And there we go. Now we're staying. Isn't that pretty? I just love those colors. Okay. And then, so we're going to put that tape away. And we got ribbon fuzzies. Okay, get rid of those. And now we're going to adhere this to the back. More fuzzies. Grr. Okay, I'm taking my hat off. Okay, so then now we're going to add adhesive to, come on Leaf, go over there. I don't have fingernails. I have a hard time lifting things up. Okay, so I'm just going to put adhesive where the holes are not. And because anytime you have a die you can, and you emboss it, you kind of get a little different kind of, it doesn't necessarily want to lay flat. All right, so there we go. And I want to make sure it has a good border. Make sure that 3 of the corners, come on, equal. Equal opportunity seeing. There we go. I think that's better. More. There we go. Okay, now we can put it down. All right. And squish. All right, so we're going to just lay that over and burnish the adhesive down without smearing anything or getting our fingers inkier than they already are. All right, so remember when I told you I needed the Secret C again? And so we're going to grab a finger dauber and we're just going to sponge around the outside of our greeting. I really like doing this. Because it helps it step outside the box and it doesn't allow it to blend in as much. Okay, I think I want to get there, right there, a little bit more. More feathering in there. There we go. Okay, I think that looks really good. So we're done with that. And now we can put that finger dauber away. Now I wash my finger daubers out until they run clear. So mine might look darker in color. So I have a case. So this is what they look like. Back in the day I used to label them. But so I could use, these are all clean, but they're stained with color. So I can use these for pinks or reds, oranges, lighter colors like green or blue. So that's what I do with my finger daubers. And I have more hanging out, waiting to be used. Okay, so this one, we are going to take our take our bone folder and just give it a little bit of life. And the same thing with this, because we're going to use Wink Stella, and I don't want to do this after I put the Wink Stella on. So I'd rather do this now, okay, and give that a little bit of life. And the blue, I am going to grab a pair of scissors and snip that off. And so that is now a leaf. And here is, I'm just adjusting the part that I cut out. And I'm going to make it so it doesn't have to run into a dimensional, so it's a little bit shorter, so it'll be a lot easier. And then, oh man, okay, I'm just going to use my people poker, my putty end, to grab my leaves to put them here, because I'm having issues. I don't have fingernails, and so they don't lift up very well. So I love my Take Your Pick tool. Okay, then we're going to take adhesive and we're going to put that at the edge of this Designer Series paper, and we're going to come over here and make a scallop. Okay, perfect. So then we're going to grab, I cut this This is my last two pieces out of here. Come on, behave. There. So now I can start, officially, I can start a new pack. Because it drives me crazy. I throw this away. And now I'll just pick up a leaf and start from there. One more. I'm just going to put that right there. All right, stab and grab those backings. Put them in there. All right, now we're going to attach that. Right at the edge. Push that down. Okay. And then we are going to, let's see, we're going to take these pieces. Beep, beep. Out of my way. Oops, I forgot. I need my secret C. One more time. We're going to take a small block and grab my Wink of Stella, and we're going to grab this. So we're going to put that on here. Come on. Lift that up. Okay, so we're going to grab the Wink of Stella, shake it, shake it, shake it. Really good. We're going to grab the color off there, swipe it so that it's not as deep in color, and we're just going to use the lines that the artist put in here, and we're just going to kind of highlight them with Wink of Stella. And we're just kind of dumping that major, like when you do the blending brush. And I'm going to just get a little darker kind of at the base, I guess, seeing as how some of them did get a little darker. Make it even, otherwise it'll look kind of funny. Okay, then we'll start in the middle and work our way out. Okay, so that is our main flower, and that will dry. And we'll do the other one. And we'll start working our way up. There's a secret C on cloud cover. Then we'll start in that middle and work out our way again from the center. Okay, there we go. Hi, Kimberly, welcome. And I'm just going to clean this off so that the Wink of Stella will be clear. Thank you. And it does dry a little lighter, but it still keeps that ink, you know, to kind of help it, like you say, pop. And so now we can use this Wink of Stella on our other things and not drag the color in. So you can kind of hit the leaves in the blue area. Don't go over the white lines, because the white lines are the veins in the flower, and you don't want to make it bleed. How you doing? Aw, Carolyn, stay for a second, okay? Don't leave yet. let's do the flyby of the card that we're going to be doing at the event. And I promise I'll do it a little slower, okay? So here it comes. Carolyn, you still here? Here comes the flyby. There you go. That is one of the cards that we're going to be doing at the event and coming up in July. So that was... Hopefully, Carolyn, you got to see it before you left. All right, so that one's done. And then we're going to do the other blue one that we took apart. Okay, so then once you're done coloring that, change it, flip it around on the sheet so it doesn't bring that color, because we're going to do the green now, and we're going to kind of flow up where the veins are. That is going to be kind of like the opposite of what we did with the blue leaves, where we colored the leaf. Now we're just coloring the veins with the Winkostella. Okay, so we're all done with that. We could flick that onto there. Okay, and now we could finish the rest of the card by putting it together. Okay, I'm just going to take a drink here. All right. So, we're going to take this one and I'm going to make it, we're going to put the adhesive just across the center, and that is going to go right there. And then this one is going to go like that. So I want to put a dimensional right here, and then I want to put adhesive right there. So we'll grab a dimensional. Let's see, I think that one will work. And stab and grab that backing, and we'll put that right there. Have that sit down. Okay, so then we're going to take the bone folder and we're going to kind of grab the ending of those leaves. Okay, and so we're going to put adhesive right here. And that is going to go right under. Okay. And then this one, I can't lift it, so we're just going to put adhesive on the end piece. And then I'm going to lift that, kind of bend it a little bit, because the die puts cuts in there. And so that way we can kind of bend it and make it work the way we want it to. And so we're going to stick that right in there. And then this one, and kind of do the same thing with the bone folder. And then put adhesive on the bottom of those leaves. And that's going to kind of go right in there. And then this one, same thing, just kind of bend it a little bit, put a little bit of adhesive on the bottom, and that's going to go right in between there. Okay, and then we're going to put, I'm going to move this out of my way because I want to clean that off, but I don't want to drop anything on it. Let's see here. We're going to put this on dimensionals. Thank you, Stacy. Okay, we're going to stab and grab those backings. And I'm going to put that... I had it originally up here, but because... Ooh, I like that. I'm going to do that. Because I had this actually a little bit more in half. It's a lot less space up there, and so I didn't like that. So I'm changing it up as I go. I'll show you the original card, and then you can decide which one, if you have the stamp set, you like it lower. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we're going to take the linen thread, and I always place notches in here so that it helps me with my finding my end. Now you could see how curly Q it is. Just take your fingers, and I don't have fingernails, but you can make this straight again. And so I'm going to do a double bow, and so I'm just going to snip that. I don't have any numbers like how many inches, but I'm going to put this back in its spot, and I can put it back in its bag. So then that way I can find my end and it doesn't come unraveling in the end. Okay, so I am going to take these two and hold them together and then make a bow. Oops. Okay, that didn't turn out very well. It's very, very tiny. A very tiny bow. All right, much better. Okay. And I don't like that one. I want a little bit more tail on it. All right. There we go. There we go. Much nicer. And then we have equal ends. Yeah, me too. Thank you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nope, nope, nope. I'm not doing this one over again. Sorry. People Poker, come to the rescue. Come on. There we go. That would make me mad because it was just perfect where it was, and having to cut my tails off. There we go. Perfect. You guys talk to your stuff while you're making it. It's like, bad bow, bad bow. Okay, that's even. Even Steven. Okay. A tad bit bigger. And now equally cut. There we go. I didn't waste much. That makes me happy. And then this is going to go on a mini glue dot. All right. And there one is. Squish. Whoa, it stuck to me. I was going to grab this. All right. So that I could put it where I want it, which was right in there. Well, that turned out so cute. Okay, now, let's grab our gems. These are our Moody palette dots, and I'm going to put the People Poker away, and the silicone craft sheet can go back where it's supposed to go, and we're going to grab, okay, so we are going to do the big Secret C, and then we are going to do a big, a big blue. We're going to just do big all the way around, and then we'll do a big green one. We're going to put that right there. So we got Secret Sea, Old Olive, and Cloud Cover. And so we got all three of them on the front of the card. And then the inside, we're going to grab the Winkostella, and we're going to do the veins. Try not to hit the blue on the birthday because it will bleed. All right, so I'm going to clean that off, and then I'm just going to hit the center of the flowers down there. Clean that off so that on my next project I don't have Secret C on there, and then that would mess up the next project. Okay, so what do you guys think? Okay, so that, ooh, can you see the Winkostella on that? Woohoo, look at the sparkle. Okay, so this is the original card, or the card that you guys got to see. And this is the card that I designed original. So the greeting was more at the top, and then there was more, so you could see that this got moved up higher. So I do like it down here now as I see this. And where did my bow go off of this one? I had it on here. I'm wondering if one of my cats got to it, because they have done that before. All right, so if you guys want to get a chance to win this card, thank you very much, Barb. All you have to do is do a thumbs up or a heart. That gets you entered into the drawing. If you leave a comment on this video, then your name gets into the drawing. And if you share this on your timeline, you get entered 2 times into the drawing for sharing. So thank you guys very much thank you. I see the hearts, Barb. I appreciate you guys a lot for coming here on Thursdays after 5 o'clock and on Sundays after 5 o'clock. I appreciate the interaction that you guys provide, and it makes me feel like people come to see what I produce. So it tells me that you like it. And the same thing about the sharing. It tells me that you like it. So I need to keep coming then. So guys, thanks. Again, much appreciation to all of you. Have a great week, guys, and happy stamping.